and welcome to Atlanteon. I am DM Mig, a storyteller at Greybush Tavern. Join our Discord, Greybush Tavern, for more information about our live shows and our archive, backstory, and how to join the game yourself. Atlanteon is my homebrew world based on Earth at the last glacial maximum, about 12,000 years ago. I blend folk tales, literature, mythology, and fantasy to create a unique homebrew world reminiscent of our own. Some material may not be suitable for all audiences. Our players today are Bree, playing Yadwiga, the gnome assassin. Bree, do you want to tell us a little bit about Yadwiga?
Yadwiga is an adventurous little gnome that loves treasure, loves to assassinate, but right now the treasure far outweighs any type of assassination attempts so far. But we'll see what today's adventure brings her.
Excellent. So at the end of the last session, you had just been captured by your alternate reality self and imprisoned inside a regeneration chamber, which the alternate Yadwiga claims for her own in the depths of the city, for because our player character Yadwiga is from a different alternate reality and has just through the Feywild come through into this reality. And now, as you can see, Yadwiga is on the inside of the cell, and out here is the one-eyed, this dimension evil Yadwiga, who is missing an eye that has been replaced by the cursed gem that our player Yadwiga had destroyed in the previous campaign.
It was a very precious gem. Very precious.
Yes, you loved that gem. It was your precious. So you see the face appear on the screen on the inside of the bell jar. The face appears on the screen on the inside of the bell jar. You are looking at you, and she's cackling back at you in your own voice.
I am still inside the sarcophagus.
Yes, you are. It's like think of it like a butter dish.
Okay, perfect example actually.
And you are on the inside. It's semi-conical. It kind of parabolic over top of a flat lid that has a little bit of cupping around the edges, and it's sheer stone. The workmanship is so incredible that when it's down, you don't even see a seam around the outside. It's as if it fuses together. And the inside is also a projection surface.
Okay.
And it is all based on that same sort of obsidian glass that you had seen on the tablet that you had carried around.
Okay. How did you know I was going to come here?
I didn't. But let's say a little imp told me.
A little imp?
Yes.
So a common friend.
A friend of mine, but perhaps not a friend of yours.
How did you come about keeping the gem, our precious gem?
Perhaps, but that is what I am most interested in. Roll a dexterity check. I think you'll remember doing this during Castle Amber.
12. You said dexterity?
Yes, it's a dex save. So add your dex bonus.
16.
16. So you begin to feel that pull toward her, as if there's some sort of gravity between the two of you that starts pulling you together.
Um,
You
I'm
notice
gonna
that
try to.
you notice you notice when you kind of like focus your eyes out to look to the outside, to look past the image that's on top of you, to look through the obsidian glass to the outside, and you see a shadowy shape that appears to be approaching.
I'm gonna bang on the sarcophagus to try to get my condor's attention.
To try to get whose attention?
The condor, my
Uh,
clockwork condor that's out
yeah,
there.
you see the shape of the clockwork condor still perched on on the top. The wings seem to be flapping madly.
I'm gonna try to get as far physically far away from the image of Yadwiga
Okay,
because Aethra was the one that helped me out with those.
that's right.
Um,
You scramble backwards and your back hits the other side of it. Boom! Before you can really go too far, and you're pressing your back up against the back of it, and the face is just hanging there. Just oh, sorry. That's
what is it
right.
that you want?
I want you. Yes, I can feel the pull. Yes, as I get closer to you, I can feel it, and you see the shadow that's approaching, almost right behind where the face on the glass appears, and you can see the shadow of her appearing up against the glass, and you feel an inexorable pull. Roll another dex check, or another dex save.
16.
16. So you feel you begin sliding forward along the smooth bottom of the chamber, and you end up pressed up against the glass, and right up against the projection of her face, and you feel her go as well. You see her. Oh, yes, yes, this is what I thought it would be like. Amazing, the power that we can generate between this.
I'm gonna get my crowbar out and I'm gonna try to pry open the top of the sarcophagus.
Roll a strength check.
Ooh, 18. 21.
21. Man, you take you're pressed up against the glass, and you pull your crowbar out, and you begin and it's only with your artificer training that you're like, I know there's got to be a seam here somewhere, and to get the best mechanical advantage, I'm just gonna twist like, and you feel where you couldn't even see a seam before, you manage to get an edge of the crowbar in because of your extensive training. But you're also doing this while you're pressed up against the glass, so
Right
you're able to like get a little bit of pressing up against it.
here in the corner, trying to grab at it. Um, I'm gonna tell her and say, as I'm doing this, what imp are you referring to?
Ah, ha, ha, ha. The imps that we found when down we drilled. This is amazing. I can feel for the first time in so long, I feel alive again.
Well, that's because you completely transformed yourself into a cyborg. Of course, you don't feel alive.
This is the legacy of our people here. Now, tell me, where are you from?
I'll tell you if you tell me.
You are in my home. You are lying in my bed. I believe there's an old legend about about a wanderer coming and lying down in our beds, is there not? Yes, this
Doesn't
bed
mean I
is...
know where I'm at or where I've come from.
Ah, really? So you're saying this isn't the beginning of an invasion from your dimension, is it?
No.
I know all about your plans. The imps have told us. The imps are the only impartial ones.
Are these the same imps that went to war with you?
No, it was the other races that went to war with us, that destroyed our grandfather and our civilization. If they'd only accepted us as their rightful overlords, then all would be well and there would be peace. But
Didn't
instead...
you start the war?
No, me? We are the victims of this war. The other races came and lay waste to our great civilization because they're too threatened to accept the yoke to accept our yoke.
How is it that you discovered time traveling through dimensions?
Discover. That is the discovery that you will bring us. The study of you will yield many secrets. And it will allow us to determine how to go back to your home and invade your world. And we will conquer the entire multiverse. Eitri has promised it to me.
So where are you if you're not here?
I'm right on the other side of the glass, little girl. That is why you cannot pull yourself away. Interesting scientific discovery, is it not, the mutual attractor? That which annihilates will inexorably try to attract to the other, harnessing power. A power source vaster than any we have so far discovered. With you, we can move worlds!
You sound absolutely psychotic, and a part of me is very joyous that you have become this psychotic evil being. I'm kind of envious.
So you wish to join me willingly? Come,
Is there
yes.
lots of gold?
Is that not why you came? I scan something different about you, yes. Perhaps I need to get a little bit away from the glass and you can feel the extreme attraction beginning to lessen as you see the hands pressed against the image, pushing pushing her face back away, and the extreme attraction lessens, and you're able to retreat to the back of the jar that you're trapped in.
Ooh. I mean, I'd say we could talk about it. I'm not opposed to joining forces, but I'm
Yes.
also not here to conquer anybody.
Then tell me, who else came with you? Because we can mine their remains for the necessary gravitons to invade your dimension, and we can get revenge on all those who have wronged you.
You see, I think you have the wrong idea of how I'm arrived. You might have thought it was a choice for me to arrive, and it was no choice. I stumbled upon the dimension thinking I didn't even know there was multiple dimensions. I just wanted to carry on my business. Slit a few throats, chop a few heads, gain some money. But now I'm here, and I'm just trying to discover where here is.
Money. You poor girl, you never studied. Money is all you're interested in? Shall I take you to the heart where the really good stuff is?
Depends on what we're talking about.
We will have to do something to keep you safe. And she reaches down on the shelf underneath and pulls out the obsidian tablet and begins typing into it, and she's going, oh, look, there she is. Mommy loves you. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, here. Yes. What was I saying?
You were going to tell me about your rock dog. I've never seen it before.
Oh, yes. I love her so much that I forget the name that we gave her last session. Could you remind me of it?
I believe her name was Yappy.
Yappy, yes, of course, Yappy. Thank you very much. Yes, my beautiful Yappy. Yes, she's my favorite. And she boom, and she puts the thing up there, and the little rock dog's like, obviously dreaming of chasing something. She's like, look at the beautiful Yappy, isn't she beautiful?
The loveliest.
Yes, of course. What do you know of rock? Do you have rock dogs in your dimension?
I don't believe I've come across a rock dog. I'm sure there's rock dogs.
Oh, well, you poor dear.
I've never had the opportunity. I know. So sad. It's so sad.
You see, she seems to be doing some sort of. You've lost sight of anything besides her face, and she appears to be doing like a weird series of contortions, in the picture as you watch her.
Are you all right? Do you need assistance?
Oh, I'm just putting on a new set of clothes, shall we say?
Oh, I did see that contraption. That's very top notch.
Indeed. The most top-notch and most advanced technology, even greater than that of the Myconids.
So what was the inspiration for the fabulous upgrades?
Information revealed to us by the imps, of course. I believe when you were at some point. Are you saying you've never seen this before? And she lifts up her glasses lift up automatically, and you're able to see the raw gem hanging right in front of you. Make a willpower check, please.
Oh my goodness, I don't like this.
Sorry, that'd be a wisdom save.
Oh, 17. I don't think I have any. No, 17.
17. So
yes.
you momentarily feel the old pull of the gem, almost as if you for a second there you have a momentary flashback of when you were rowing out by yourself. All the rest of the cowards didn't want to row out in the boat to go investigate the strange wrecked just the prow of a ship hanging there in the middle of the harbor the day after you crashed. None of the rest of those cowards would go out there to investigate, but you went out there and you found all that cash, you found all those weapons, all that gear that you needed, all of the necessary food that none of you had eaten in 3 days, and you brought that back for all of them, and you took for yourself as your reward that beautiful little red gem.
Ah, yes. The
And
precious gem.
You see the gem right in front of you, and for a second you feel that tug at you, that same familiar tug, the one that drained all the evil out of you and left you neutral. For a second there you feel kind of like the echo of that evil pierce your heart.
That was a very warming gem when I did have it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you see it, I no longer have that precious gem. But I did see a picture of you with it, and it instantly caught my attention.
Indeed. What picture did you see? I was not
I
aware
felt,
that a pictorial version of me existed.
oh, it was on the stock exchange. You seem to be doing extremely well for yourself for someone who was a victim of the war, devastating war. Very sorry to hear that this dimension went through that.
So there was no war in your dimension. Perhaps that's why you are such a...
I didn't say that necessarily. There was an inquisition, but I'm curious if what events happened to you in your dimension that potentially didn't even happen for my dimension.
Perhaps
This is
we should
very.
stick to me asking the questions. Why don't you roll
Um,
me a persuasion check?
well, that's an 8 for persuasion. Persuasion is under charisma?
Yes. So
Okay,
it would be
so,
charisma plus your bonus, your proficiency bonus.
and also my charisma bonus?
Yes. You get your charisma bonus plus your proficiency bonus.
16.
16. Nice.
16.
She rolled a nat 20.
Oh, well,
So
not a
she's
persuasion.
so she's so she says, "So tell me, I want to know everything about when you entered this dimension."
I'd like to get out of here first. And the promise of my physical, mental, emotional safety as well.
If you wish me to open your cell and indeed to trust you, give me the information I seek. And she did roll a nat 20.
Yeah. Well, we finished our quest in the Castle Amber. Did you stumble upon Castle Amber at any part of your life?
I've never heard of it. Get to the good part.
We went back to the ship and we appeared here.
Where was here?
Now, my geography's a little off, but it had to be close to a university. I think it was a university.
What university? Who was it? Was it the dwarves? Was it the Andus?
No, that part's a little foggy to me.
A
But
little
we somehow
foggy.
ended up at the Chronomancer.
Perhaps if I cut off your air, and you feel the air pressure begin to drop, your ears pop immediately.
Okay, wait. Let me remember. We stumbled upon it's getting there. A little foggy still.
The air pressure begins going back up. Yes. Tell me.
I don't remember the university, but there was a Vishamus there.
Vishamus.
You would like him if you were a seeker of knowledge. You would like him.
I'm not finding any Vishamus in my records. Is this a gnome? Who is it?
No, he's not a gnome. He was much taller than us. Much taller.
Much taller than us. That could be
Maybe an
anyone.
elf? Maybe a human?
Humans? What is a human?
A
Ah,
human is a boring elf with no magical abilities. And they somehow still stumble through life. Can you believe it? No strength, no magic, no nothing. Casually about their lives.
boring
Boring.
elves. You waste my time. And you feel the air pressure begin dropping again.
I'm just simply trying to explain to you what a human is. Don't you have a library to look this up?
There's no records of anything called a human in our database. And our
Maybe
database goes back generations.
maybe that's something that this dimension doesn't have that my dimension does have.
Perhaps. Perhaps that is the difference. And the air pressure begins going back up to normal. You are proving useful. So this Vishamus. Is this Vishamus a human?
That I don't remember. Truthfully, I don't remember. But he did help me. He fed me, clothed me, paid me to care for his daughter, which is not very easy. She was a very troublesome girl, that one. Good heart, troublesome girl, that one.
This daughter. Who is this daughter?
Her name is Billy. She was trapped in a ring. Trapped. Strong magic that was. Very strong. How she got in there, though? No idea.
Roll me a perception and or arcana check.
What is higher? What is higher? Oh, that's a 19. I will take it.
Nice. So you see lights dancing along the inside of the bell jar, and you see they're tracing lines across your body.
Are you scanning me?
So I see you do have some sort of technology where you come from. Now tell me, why didn't you ever study? And how old are you?
Well, I didn't study because I left our Gnomish city, this lovely place we call home. This is a
Klickitat. You
little
left
different.
Klickitat? Why would you do that?
To go on an adventure. And there was a coup. They were trying to kill me. So I left. And I'm about 74 years old.
Ah. So, you didn't survive one of the coup attempts, I always love putting the coup attempts down. It's always such a nice flex.
That might have been our dimensional differences.
So you say that the gem stripped your evil away,
Every ounce.
So the gem consumed you. You were not able to handle it. Perhaps I do not need you after all.
I wouldn't say the gem consumed me. The gem just I found a statue. The gem looked like it fit into the statue. I was curious. Would you not be curious? The gem that you love and hold dearly has a portal key. So I placed it in there, not knowing I was not going to get the gem back. Do you think I would put that in there if I knew I wasn't going to get that gem back?
The
Absolutely
statue is the portal key?
not. I would say
Excellent.
not a portal key, but it
You have
definitely
seen
did
it
open
before.
the temple.
You know where it is. You will take us there.
Are you talking about the tomb of Stephen Amber? You just said you didn't know the embers.
I don't know the Ambers, but if the statue exists in your reality, then perhaps it exists in ours. And if that is where I can open the portal, then more than just the imps will come through. And then my part of the bargain will be delivered, and our people shall have peace.
Now let me get this straight. The imps came through a portal.
All shall be revealed in time. Daughter of morals. And the image fades away, and you are left inside the bell jar.
Gonna grab my crowbar and bang on the sarcophagus and say, we had a deal. I gave you information, you got me out of here safely.
Uh-huh. There's no answer.
Okay, I'm gonna go back out with the crowbar and try to see if I can get it open again, or yeah, let's try that first.
Roll an investigation check.
Oh no, that's a 1.
No. So you're looking around, and the inside is beginning to get darker and darker and darker, and even with your dark vision, you're looking for heat. So you're not really able to make out the corner where you were able to ding it with your crowbar previously. Did we lose you?
No, I'm trying to think of what else to. I am stumped. Okay. I want to try to feel around to see if I can like push up at any point.
Roll a strength check.
9.
Yeah, you're able to stand up and get your shoulder up against the top, and you push as hard as you can, and it doesn't feel like it budges at all.
I'm gonna yell at my condor and say, "Find a switch, find a lever."
You see the shadow move off of the top, and go down to the side where the other Yadwiga's picture had appeared, and moves a little bit, and then the cupola goes whoosh. There's a hiss as the pressure kind of re-equalizes, a hiss of water going out, of air going out, and your ears pop as well, and the whole thing lifts up, and the condor is sitting there looking at you like, ah.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, "You are amazing."
Ah.
And then I'm gonna have it shift back into. Did we say that it had to have a neutral, like shift into like a box or something, or could it just constantly stay as a bird?
It can do either. It just takes it takes energy to change forms.
Okay. I'm gonna tell it to shift into a hummingbird.
it folds in, pinions folding in, and then the smaller flight feathers folding in, and then the smaller hunting soft feathers folding in until it gets down into the size of a hummingbird. Then it looks up at you and tucks itself up under your braid.
Perfect. Gonna say, which way did she go? And see if he can point his little beak.
He buzzes in front of you and begins going down the hallway.
Okay, I'm gonna follow my hummingbird.
Excellent. You follow your hummingbird. Oh, she's gone. And the cell has opened. So you step out, and there's that same stone hallway. You can see behind you around the corner, off in the distance, there's the lift shaft that came down here, and the wall and the obsidian walls are flickering with with the light of internal power.
Now, is this something that she activated on the tablet? Can I tell from the tablet that I had, or did she take my tablet?
The tablet the tablet that you see is on the ground, and it is cracked and broken.
Okay, I'm gonna continue down the hallway.
Okay, so you walk out towards the hallway, and there is it looks like this entire area is under a sort of is under a state of renovation. Debris litters the ground for quite some space. It looks like this might have once been grand living quarters, with a great view of a deep chasm beyond. I probably need to turn up the light now, don't I? So that you can see the background a bit better. The angle's not really great. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Something like that. So there's a field before you, and off in the distance, you see a huge waterfall flying down to through a huge chasm that you can see that's on the there's a huge, it's almost like a huge volcanic eroded lava tube on the inside, but it's all been mined out, and off in the distance there's a waterfall that's dropping down thousands of feet, the R&D to the forge levels, about 5 levels below you. The residence here is kind of in the heart, about the 480th level of the mountain.
And my hummingbird is telling me that she's gone this way.
Yes, she went out this way, and the hummingbird goes over to the edge, and you look out, and it's just like down.
I want to check the tablet to see if there's any shafts around this area.
The tablet is wrecked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the condor had to do to free you, was.
Oh, understood. Damn it. Okay.
So you are now tabletless.
I am still going to put the tablet in the bag of holding, because maybe Vishamus can work his magic on it.
Okay.
since I did throw him under the bus. So well, at least I can do is try to fix it.
Yep.
Um, okay. So I want to check. Uh, I don't want to step on this reconstruction area just yet. I want to kind of look around to see that there is nothing that's going to fall out from under me.
Ah, you're going to check for traps.
I'm going to check for traps. Yes.
Very wise. The audience, I'm sure right now is like, yes, yes, please, please.
So what am I? What am I rolling for?
You're rolling either an investigation or a perception check. Or an
Um.
insight check. I'll allow an insight check because this is your home. It looks completely different though. You remember the shaft with the beautiful waterfall, but it didn't go down to forge areas below. It went down and fed a great sea where all of the protein for the entire city was grown by getting cave fish, and there was a huge ecosystem, and it was actually a resort. It was an exotic resort area for mer people vacations. The aboleth
Hmm.
particularly seemed to like the taste of the water.
Wow. Okay.
But
So
so you're looking at something that had been like an ecological paradise turned into an industrial forge.
definitely get that vibe, even just coming up this mountain. Um. Okay. So it was insight. What were the other two possibilities?
Insight, perception, or investigation.
We'll do insights. I rolled an 11.
Okay, you you know that that this whole level, this area where you are had been kind of like a uh, an open air balcony, like dining and lounging and reclining area and entertaining area, that was attached to the private residence. Um, and because it was beautiful and scenic, the air here was always really nice and fresh, with just a little bit of pleasing humidity to it. It was so perky, you just loved it. But it, but now it's, the sharp tang of brimstone seems to suffuse everything here.
So was there a trail before that I remember from this balcony? Or was
Uh,
the whole thing balcony?
there were no traps here before at all. This was a safe place for family to entertain before. But it looks almost half deconstructed around the area, like it had been torn apart at some point. But you see plants growing up out of it too. So when it was torn apart, it's probably been torn apart for some time.
Okay. I want to go. I'll go ahead and step. So that it's safe from what I can
From what you
recall.
can tell, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and step on it. Still not running through it, but walking and kind of taking my time through it
So
and making note
you
of
step
things
carefully
around me that
through.
I can grab onto.
Roll me an investigation check, please, as you're walking through.
8.
You're walking through, and you see that these huge chunks of rock around here actually look like they used to be part of a statue, and you remember there being a huge statue of your great grandfather here in this garden. And as you look at it, you can see that the statue has not only been broken but has been hacked at. As a matter of fact,
And then this goes.
as you walked up, you recognize the head before, and you see a small plant growing out of one of the eye sockets.
I remember this statue.
You do. It's a statue of your great-grandfather.
Can I still do that memory revision where I look back into my memories to see um, what I recall, like that flashback?
Roll me an insight check.
5.
You think back and your memories and you remember your 7th birthday party, which was held on this very balcony, and you remember that you remember because there were sails and kites that were being flown out using the air currents that pass outside, and that's all you can think of is you remember climbing up and kissing the nose of your great grandfather in stone, and just feeling a great sense of warmth and contentment.
That would make sense why evil Yadwiga was so offended by the war. And she said something along the lines that, oh, what did she say? She that they didn't kill him because he's been long.
He
I'm sorry,
disappeared. He
he
disappeared.
disappeared.
Yes, and
And she's a
she knew that the other races must have done it because they were closing in.
got it. Okay.
At least, if that's not what I said before, that's what I'm saying now.
I was trying to remember because she made it seem like he was gone, he was dead, but that makes sense now. Okay, I am going to continue on to where my hummingbird is.
Okay, your hummingbird is all the way over at the corner, right over by the edge. So you move over with her, and you look over the edge.
Um, I'm going to use my boots of spider climbing
Okay.
and kind of just walk down the ledge of it.
Okay. So you look over the edge and you're looking down. I actually made a map of this for you. Oh, where did I go? I was working on it. Pardon me for a moment. Ah.
That's perfect. I'm updating my notes.
Alrighty. Uh, I left it out. I left it out front. So the Klickitat, the city of gnomes, looks something like this. You are right around here. So you're right in here in the residence. Here's the shaft that goes up, and
Okay.
there is the lava vent below you. Immediately below you is a small R&D area, that also has this super top secret forge where where before this had all been an ecological paradise, and and that that magma chamber, the reason that the water was on top of it was to serve as a thermal break, which then allowed the city to be closer to the inside, and then mine out the magma for use for metal smelting and stuff like that, and all the precious metals on the inside of it. You had actually drained the magma chambers of the volcano before, whereas now they appear to be very, very still much full.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's where she's gone then. If it's a super, super top secret area.
Excuse me for a moment.
Nope.
Oh. Oh. Pardon me.
You okay?
Yeah, I don't know what happened actually.
It's the evil Yadwiga. She's
It's
taking
the evil
over.
Yadviga. It's the beard. The beard's doing it. Yes, the evil Yadviga pulls this out. So you're looking down over. You're looking down over previously what had been a beautiful lake, teeming with life, and now is just this 1,000 foot deep forge with this baleful red light glowing from the inside. And the light is there's very little other light in the place. So
Okay.
you're in the you're standing over the side, and you begin climbing your way down, and this is pretty much a ledge that goes down, and below it there's several layers of windows as there's more residents below you. All of the windows here are blown out. The there's still jagged pieces of glass on the inside. Luckily, with your boots of spider climb, you're able to just kind of scoot right down the outside, so you don't have to worry about gripping window panes or anything like that.
Perfect.
You go a little farther down. Another balcony there that looks disused. There's a fine layer of ash that is built up over the top of it, and you don't see any footprints or anything in it. The ash is obviously fly ash from far below. As a matter of fact, a fine layer of ash coats just about every surface on the top of it. But you are able to ignore difficult terrain, so you just go right down the side. So about 4,000 feet below you is the heart of the forge, and you see all sorts of manner of giant machinery reaching down and scooping into the lava, and going over and then depositing it into different crucibles and stuff like that, to be out that then disappear into the walls of the cavern at different heights, with the crucibles of smaller size being higher up.
Okay.
There's also roll me a perception check.
17.
17. So you are also able to see that there are a few speck-like, looks like some sort of hovering ships, that are skipping around between places. Obviously, some sort of observation platforms that are able to float in the air.
These are big enough for gnomes to stand on.
Yes, a couple of them are big enough for several gnomes to stand on.
Okay.
They appear to be like long blocks of obsidian with blocks of some sort of metal fins wrapped around it.
Similar to what Anakin and Obi-Wan were walking on in Mustafar.
Uh, yes,
Okay.
somewhat, yes. It's the
Okay.
serve the same function, but it's all made of obsidian
Obsidian.
glass, banded with metal in like there'll be five bands, and then the space then a space about as wide as like 10 of them, and then there'll be another set of bands, and then a space of another 10 of them, and then another one. So
Okay. Okay.
they appear to need about ten feet between each set of bands, and the bands are only like maybe 6 inches for all five bands.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So you can get some that are pretty small, but they come in about 10 foot long increments.
Do I see any gnomes there now on
Yes,
any of the observations? Okay.
yes, you see several. They several of them appear to be wearing very like heavy heat resistant suits and stuff like that. They're all wearing like environment suits and stuff, and they're very well taken care of. It appears.
Is there a main platform near the forge that has that is obviously their planning observation deck?
Roll me an ins. Hmm. That really shouldn't be an insight check, should it? That should probably be because you're trying to figure something out that you're not sure about. Roll an Arcana check.
I was just thinking investigation.
You were hoping investigation.
Oh no. Oh, because Tess wrote it in the chat, and I was like, "That's what I was thinking." Investigation. I rolled a 6,
Oh,
and that's an Arcana.
yeah.
What's what would that be under?
So
Dexterity.
that's in Arcana is intelligence plus your just your intelligence unless you have it as a trained skill.
No, not
Which
Arcana.
you
So just a
yeah, you do.
7.
So yeah, you can't really tell much else about it.
No.
They're
Okay.
pretty far. They are pretty far away from you. So and it's a good it's a good at least 5 or 6 levels of drop below you.
Okay.
So
Well, then we're gonna keep going.
okay. So you keep climbing down. It looks like there's at least 3 levels of residence here. So you've probably got another 3,000 feet before you get down to another layer of habitation that you are just walking down the side of this huge crevasse inside this active
Um,
volcano.
I am going to call over my hummingbird and excuse me. I'm gonna tell him, her, him, them, if she can go explore and find Yadwiga. Since she's hummingbird, she's quick, keep out of sight. Don't go near the lava. I cannot lose you.
It begins flying in a circle right in front of you.
Like it's understood me, or that she's right here.
You're not sure,
Oh my goodness.
but it's not pointing anywhere or indicating any particular direction. It's just like
Okay, I'm gonna stop where I'm going and I'm gonna look all around me and see if there's anything that feels out of place. Oh, but this was all underwater at some point, right? In
mm-hmm.
my dimension, this is all
You
new to
haven't
me.
quite made it to where the water line is yet, but you're
Okay.
almost there. The residence is where
Okay.
the residence is ended where the water line began, and then it was like technical space underneath it.
Okay. I want to look around and see if there's something that also feels or seems out of place from what I would remember.
Um, the levels that had been below the water level were all like farming levels. They were all involved in the aquaponics of the
Okay.
of the lake. It was also where there were large membranes that would purify the water through reverse osmosis filters, and would also allow you to reach through and grab fish to pull them out through to harvest them. You didn't do this personally because
No.
you had people for that, um, but but you also farmed a variety of aquatic vegetables and operated a luxury upscale myrrh resort. Because it's really hard to get inside an active volcano for a mer person, so you have to be pretty rich in order to afford it. And the mer people didn't seem to have the same animosity for the gnomes that the other races did.
So this was a good travel destination for them.
For the mer people, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But during the first Great War, which your great grandfather lost, they had he had at least secured favorable terms so that way they didn't come disassemble your city the same way that the ruins that you saw above had been obviously had been shelled and disassembled and had been destroyed a couple of times.
Right. Okay. Um, so then yeah, I'm gonna try to look around to see if can I feel the presence of that gem anywhere near me.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, 12. 12.
You feel a sharp pang of pain in your right eye when you think about it.
Do I feel it when I touch my eye? Do I physically feel it, or is my eye still there?
No, your eye is still there,
Okay.
you just feel a lance of pain in your eye when you think about it.
Can I tell distance from that pain, or is it just the pain that I feel?
Roll me an insight check.
13.
The pain gets you feel another stab of pain, this time slightly stronger. You stumble a little bit while you're hanging on the side of this canyon.
Um, do I notice anything in the shadows around me?
A blast of hot wind buffets you as you roll a perception check.
9.
A blast of hot wind of hot updraft buffets you, and ruffles your braid, and you feel your clockwork bird adjust its hold behind you. Flaps its wings briefly to steady itself, and your cloak billows up around you. And when the kind of blast of smoke clears, you see that there's a large platform beginning to come out of the side of one of the garages.
Is it going to hit me
No,
if I
it is
stay
far.
in?
It is far below you. It's like 2 kilometers below you.
Is it making its way up towards me or away from me?
No, it's coming out of the wall below you.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay.
So you're you're
Um,
you're looking down the shaft, and it's coming out the side.
oh, understood. Okay. Um, I am gonna reach into my bag, and I forgot I have a potion of invisibility, and I'm gonna drink that potion of invisibility.
Excellent. You immediately disappear. You look down at yourself, and even you can't see yourself. Your
Perfect.
invisibility will last until you attack or take a hostile action against something.
Got it. I'm gonna take it off really quick because I only had one.
And
Um,
and you should also keep in mind that you do still leave tracks as
got
well
it.
as scent. The only thing that is blocked is light waves.
Visible. Okay.
EM radiation. Any visible radiation that bounces off of you.
Okay. Um, do I see anyone or any of those platforms that are flowing around the magma going towards the platform that is coming out of the mountain?
Uh, the platform that's coming out of the mountain is really far below you. It's almost to the magma chamber. Um, the skiffs that are flying around the different assembly platforms are at multiple levels. There are a couple as high as about 1,000 feet below you, and there are some as far below as almost to the platform that's coming down. That's coming out. So there's a variety of like stair steps to go all the way down. You notice?
Now, you said that there was multiple levels that I'm hitting of, you said residencies
Yes,
with jagged windows.
yes.
Um,
The windows have all been blown out of all of the entire estate area. Which
are
this
there,
was a huge, like it was about a good 500 feet of crevice side that's about a half mile wide, all just covered in windows, and
okay,
every single one of those windows has been blown out. And then on top of that is the receiving terrace that that then leads onto all the royal personal chambers.
so are all these, does it seem like they're all vacant because of how extreme the windows have been um,
Yes,
destroyed?
yes.
There's no lights coming from any of these residents'
You don't see
windows.
you don't see any trace of any of the rest of the royal family that you knew.
Okay.
So the entire rest of your family is all absent. It looks like all the rooms inside are still partially intact, but you can't really tell from the outside.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna keep making my way down towards that forge.
Okay, you keep on walking down. The air is getting warmer. The updrafts are getting a bit stronger here. Uh, you're invisible, so you don't really need to worry about stealth. And you keep on walking down the. You can see where now that you're next to it, you can see where there where all of the previous reverse osmosis filters and everything had all been here. You're walking along the frames of them. They've all been blown in, and now that you're looking inside them, you can see that the huge former fresh water tanks have all been converted to just levels and levels of gantries and scaffolding around these huge projects, and you see sparks dropping down from these giant creations of some kind, these behemoth clockworks that are being worked on.
Can I tell what they are?
Roll me a. Oh, let's. Ooh, you are a tinkerer, so you would be able to. You would get a bonus to this. Um,
I have an investigative tinker. Um,
yeah.
Let me see. I think I have it here saved.
I think we were giving you like a +2 to investigation checks when they had to do with machinery.
I have +1 on my sheet for investigation, but I'm trying to see exactly what.
Well, you would get your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence bonus, so that would be a
Yes,
5.
5,
So
yes.
then we give you an extra 1 for your tinkering proficiency. So add 6.
Okay. Let me write that down so that I don't, because I do have it on my notes, but I don't have a plus.
Right on.
Where did my pen go? Where did you go? All right. Oh, I thought that was a 19. That's a 16.
16.
So 22.
22. Excellent. So you you see that these appear to be very similar in design to what you saw Imperator Two building, but they appear to be infused with whereas all of Imperator Two's technology had been pure steamworks and clockworks. This appears to be infused with the obsidian glass technology that you have seen. Um, it has the same kind of heating vents or the same kind of bands of metal with the metal embedded in the armor with stripes of the obsidian across it. Um, that's studded with these little finials all across it. Uh, and the pilot seat at the top is very similar in design to Imperator Two's design with just the top of the head being placed inside it.
Oh, okay. So,
But these are gargantuan, like
so the Guardian.
these things are easily 1,000 feet tall.
So you're what you're explaining is the Guardian-esque bodies that they were inside of, but these are humongous, like
Indeed,
way bigger.
indeed.
Got it. Okay, okay.
These are bigger by a magnitude of 100.
Wow. Okay, so these were what the hydropods were converted into.
Yes.
Wow.
So basically, the entire or just about the entire water supply of the city was sacrificed in order to build these hangars.
So these are essentially um these are essentially guardian humongous guardians made of obsidian technology.
Yes.
Is this similar to what I saw outside when I was climbing up this mountain?
Uh, these are these are appropriately sized for the hangar that you saw, but there was no evidence that the hangar had opened any time in recent history. Sorry, not recent history. There was a buildup of snow and stuff on top of it, so it hasn't opened this season. That's what you know.
Okay, so then the one that I was following outside is still outside.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, okay.
The one that you followed up here was not this size.
Oh, it was much bigger than the
Yeah,
one
it
I
was
followed
up
up.
the balcony that you found your way up to was sized enough to open up to let one of these giant things come out. But the one that you saw went through was only 1/100th of the size of these giant ones, and you followed it back here, and it went in through a different door.
Oh,
But you
okay.
hadn't. But the giant hangar doors had the ones that you knew were there because that's how
Got
you
it.
knew to
Okay.
find the balcony. Those were covered with snow and ice, so they had obviously not opened at least this season, if not for a
Right.
while.
Because I kept tripping over that damn mud.
That right? Sorry. Maybe I just gave you more information than what you actually rolled during that adventure. So But
No, you did tell me it was a snowy mountain, but I just kept failing my dexterity.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Took me forever to climb that poor mountain.
But you're now walking down the side of what had been the water supply for the city,
Okay.
and looking down through the ruins of it at these huge mechanical behemoths. And you walk past, and it takes you, and they're so tall that it actually takes you 10 minutes to walk past how tall one is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, these things are
Huge.
immense. Immense. They're 1,000 feet tall. So
My brain can't fathom it.
it's the size of a 10-story building, and then some.
That's terrifying. But also, what are they doing with these? If not transporting, they have to be using these for transportation. Okay, going on a tangent. Okay, let's. I want to look back at my footprints and make sure that they're the only footprints I see walking behind me or next to me and around me.
Roll me a perception check.
8.
You see where your hand has gone through the ash, or your feet as you've walked down have left a couple of spots here and there in the ash, but for the most part it's undisturbed.
Okay. Okay, then I want to continue. I'm going to look at the hummingbird and say, where is the evil Yadwiga?
It begins going in a circle around in front of you.
I can. In front of me.
Yeah, I mean, he just pops out, and
Yeah.
just right in front of you, and just makes a circle.
Um, oh my goodness, I'm gonna take a chance. Hold 1 second. I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy bird journal to see which bird I can convert her to. I'm here flipping through pages.
Hmm.
Okay, which one of you can talk?
So you're standing you're standing horizontally on the side of this huge crevice. There's all this industrial activity going on around you and past you. Uh, there's little things going on. You're standing sideways on the side of this crevice, paging through a book,
Paging through a
paging
book.
through
Yes,
an owner's manual.
it, exactly.
That's awesome.
And I am going to. She's going to change into a gray. I'm going to say, I need you to convert yourself into a gray parrot.
The pinions go and begin unfolding to a small to medium sized creature that is shining, that is a shining silver, and it goes, ah.
I'm going to say, quietly get on my shoulder.
Ah.
I need you to tell me, whisper as best as you can into my ear, where is the other Yadviga? I don't understand the circling motion.
Ah, left in circle of fire. Ah,
Circle of fire. Is it the fire below us?
ah, no. Ah,
Oh, she left in a circle of fire. Is that, I'm assuming that's a yes. You say yes? Is that a yes?
Circle of fire. Ah.
You've been very helpful again.
Ah.
Folds back up and turns back into a hummingbird and nestles itself back behind your neck, safely tucked under your braid.
Um, can I remember any reference to a circle of fire?
You do not. As a matter of fact, Circle of Fire doesn't ring a bell with anything for you. I mean, there was you. Roll me an insight check.
9.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there were maybe some circles of fire. You know, I mean, maybe it's talking about fire spinners or some sort of festival or something.
That's like from that town in.
Yeah, yeah, there were fire spinners in that town in Averone,
Avra.
where the archbishop was, and they had some sort of thing about a circle of fire.
She has to be traveling. Would I recall that that is? No, I wouldn't recall. Um, okay, I'm gonna continue walking down.
Okay, you continue your way and you're walking down like like a it's like walking out on a jetty, but but instead of water, it's just open into these what used to be the water tanks, and you keep on walking deeper and deeper into the chasm, and eventually you get down past the end of where the former waterworks were. Down here, you've walked about 2,000 feet deeper into the crevasse, and you're now starting to get into the like true industrial level, where you can see that where now you're up closer and you can see starting to be closer to above you rather than below you, where the beginning of these floating gangways start. Some of the floating gangways have instruments and hangers off the bottom of them, and they're carrying parts back and forth to different parts. Each one of these sleds is driven by at least one gnome. Sometimes there are as many as four in a couple, and there's a couple that have groups of more that are much larger. Obviously, the more gnomes there are, the larger the sled it is. But in general, they come in about 5 foot by 10 foot increments. Um, and it's a slab of obsidian that has these little metal fins embedded around them, and then there's usually some sort of like control device as well.
Okay.
Sometimes they have safety rails. Sometimes they have like gantries, the cranes that come off the side. Sometimes they have giant racks of pincers on the underside. It looks like you can affix just about all sorts of different types of connectors and stuff to it. But
Um,
it's all based on obsidian glass.
right. Okay. I want to try to. Is there any kind of platform where all of these shafts are docked at, where I could go grab one of them?
Roll a perception check, please.
11.
11. So, what you're able to see from up here is the giant platform that's coming out underneath is blocking your view of almost anything below it. And it looks like and there's forest of these platforms that are coming out that you can't really see what's underneath them, but whatever it is, it's pretty large.
Now, these platforms are coming out, like the action is already taking place, or were they already there? They were just kind of like
This is
level.
part of what of the thing that you saw with the platform coming out. Now there's,
Hmm.
and as you've been walking, you've noticed that there's more of these things coming out that are carrying some sort of large parts out to, and it appears that they're getting ready to assemble something.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. As I've gotten closer, do I see a gnome that looks like a foreman, like in charge of everything?
It looks like the roll me an insight check.
Oh, it's a 4.
Yeah, they're all the gnomes that you can see are all wearing heavy personal protective equipment, so you can't really read. You see a couple. You do notice that there are color codes among the suits.
Okay, what are the color codes?
Uh, Most are brown. There are a couple that are white. Um, and there are a few that are blue, a few that are yellow, and a couple of orange.
Um, do I see more orange than I see of blue and yellow?
No, no, the orange are slightly more numerous than the white, but there's only a couple of white.
Let's try to find a white uh color-coded gnome and follow him.
You
Or
see two white color-coded gnomes, one of which is on one of the platforms that has several gnomes on it, and one is on a platform much lower that has only like four gnomes on it.
but they're both with multiple gnomes.
The air is now filled with around 35 different platforms, some of them much larger and wider than others, and obviously are designed for heavy lifting.
Okay. Let's go to one of the color-coded gnomes that has white with the least of the two.
Okay. That's about another 1,000 feet below you,
Okay.
and it is about 500 feet. It's on a floating platform about 500 feet away from the wall.
Okay. Let's get to about the same level that that platform is, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay. Roll me a roll me an insight check.
15.
As you're looking at the pattern of the platforms, you realize that if you jumped from platform to platform, you could get out there.
Hmm.
But it's kind of a shifting maze of platforms as they're going. But given your time flying through space in the chronomancer's lair, you're looking at it. You're like, oh yeah, I could hit that.
Um, that sounds perfect. I think.
How's your acrobatic skill?
Um,
Because this isn't something you can deceive your way through or stealth.
no, I don't have acrobatics. I
Hmm.
have stealth and sleight of hand as my
Kind of
bonuses.
chancy. You want to try
I
the
know.
you want to try the dangerous but sure way, or do you want to go the safe and improvise your way through it way?
Is there now you said that there was platforms that had kind of cranes
Yes.
and things. Oh, okay. So I want to try to find one of those platforms that is unmanned that I could use one of the cranes or devices or tools off of it as a grapple hook.
None of them are unmanned. Each of them
None
has
of
a driver.
them. Hmm.
Each of them has at least one driver.
Quick. You had to be quick.
Excuse me. I was up in my attic a couple days ago and got a big snoot full of dust. And I've been coughing ever since.
The attic attacked you.
Yeah, it sure did. Sorry.
You're all good. Okay. So, how far is the closest um tool bearing platform from me?
It's probably about 1,000 feet below you. It's the all of the tool bearing ones are pretty close down to the big platform, to the assembly platform. The ones that are closer from there are more the are there's a couple of crane ones, but they're starting to get farther out. If you could get onto one if you jumped right now, but if you wait too much longer, they're going to be too far out. Between them, there's observation platforms mostly, and some carrying what look like technical teams that they're all carrying like bundles of tools and like small bags of hardware and stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna take a chance and jump onto the closest platform then
That
to
would be a
me.
shuttle, which is bearing a team of 8 gnomes and one driver. They are laden down with tools and and they're all wearing brown.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and how should I do this?
Roll an acrobatics check to drop onto the sled.
Okay. Please be high. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is not high. That's a three.
Oh no! So you're like Geronimo, and you begin going, and the sled goes right out from under you, and you are falling.
I want to grab my rope and tie it as quickly as I can to one of my arrows and shoot it at into like I want to try to figure out a like bar or something on one of the platform, any platform, and shoot it into that bar.
Okay, roll me a ranged attack with all of your bonuses, but -2 for the drag of the rope.
18, 22, so 20 minus 2, 20.
20. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're plunging and falling, and you're like, ah, crap, I missed, and you're like, this isn't good, and you're dodging past platforms, like one goes like whoosh, whoosh, or sorry, it should be whoosh, whoosh past you on either side, and you're just kind of parasailing down, and you see one of the large observer platforms looming underneath you. So you pull out your bow, and you snag the side, and you go whoosh. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh my goodness. When I need those good rolls, hopefully, oh, 16. Whew.
16. So your rope catches, and your steep decline turns into a circular orbit, into a parabola, and you're hurled upwards, and you land on the deck, among a crowd of people in personal protective equipment. Several of them are orange. One of them is white, and there's a couple of there's a couple of blue, and a couple of brown, like 3 brown. One of the browns is the driver.
I'm gonna very quickly. I'm assuming they've noticed me, or they've like.
Yeah, well, actually,
Okay.
I guess I should roll, shouldn't I?
I am going to, as quickly as possible,
Nat
get my
20 and
music.
2 4s.
Oh no!
So
I'm
most of them don't notice you. They're busy looking they're busy looking over the side like, oh yes, look at that. But you land like right next to the driver, and you're just like right there, and the driver looks up. He's like, ah!
I'm gonna quickly grab my music box and I'm gonna open my lullaby box.
Okay, you hit the lullaby, and the driver goes, falls asleep. He falls asleep across his instrument panel, and the whole and the entire platform goes and begins and immediately takes on a 5-degree tilt and begins dropping down towards the lava.
I'm gonna pull him off of the instrument thing.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's distraction enough for the other people to grab onto. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I guess I need to roll dex checks for them, don't I? Okay, I need a couple more 20s.
Just hurled this whole group of people. Oh no, I don't know if those are good or bad.
You hear a chorus of ah as the entire platform bucks, and you see and you see several of them tumble off the side of the platform.
Oh no.
The ones that manage to hold on are the browns and the blues. All of the oranges tumble off. All the white one wearing white tumbles off, and the yellows tumble off.
I'm gonna quickly try to figure out how to straighten out this platform.
So you throw the driver aside, and you start to, and you grab the instrument panel. Roll me. Let's see. You'll get a bonus for tinkering. But let's see. What would this be? Let's just make this. Let's make this an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh no, this is a 4. That's a 5.
Oh my! So you're like hitting buttons. And you're like, okay, that looks good. And the platform begins bucking the other way, tilts 5 degrees in the other direction, and begins turning, inspiring an entire new round of. Let's see, but there's only 6 of them left. So. Oh my god! It bucks the other way. One of the blue guys goes off, as well as one of the brown guys. The driver wakes up and just grabs onto the seat and is hanging off the side of the platform right next to you. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're gonna kill us all.
They're like, well, you chose a nice time to take a nap. That poor guy didn't know what hit him.
Oh my god. As insane as it seems, none of the other platforms seem to take notice of the one that's careening wildly past them all, dropping rapidly down towards the lava, somehow managing to dodge. I mean, you're going down past these gantries. I mean, going past, you're weaving through these huge, long hawser lines these immense 100-foot wide pipes are being stacked down onto these to form these massive legs, and you're just like careening past all of them, dodging through all of these lines, going down steadily towards the platform and the lava beneath.
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm gonna ask the guy, how do I level this out? What button do I push to stop her in her tracks?
The E-stop! The E-stop! Roll a
Uh,
wisdom save.
10.
You see a button in the bottom right corner that's big, that's kind of like pulsing with big arrows pointing to it, going E-stop, E-stop.
I'm gonna quickly press that e-stop button.
You smack the E-stop button, and the platform goes stop. It immediately stops. It's like you hit a brick wall, just like bam. And so roll a dex check to
Oh my
maintain your
goodness.
seat. And
To
I need to roll
see,
a dex check for the remaining 3 guys.
to see if I hit my head on the windshield. 19.
I have this one dice that says a dirty word in place of the 1. So,
Oh,
and that was the driver.
oh, the poor driver.
Yeah, so the driver goes tumbling off. One of the other workers goes tumbling off, and the other officer goes tumbling off. So you're left with one worker left on the platform with you.
Um,
And you hit the ground like like hitting a cement sidewalk. You take 6 points of
Understandable.
damage.
6 points of damage. That might be the first time I take damage this session.
It is. Well, this is about the story, and you haven't been doing things that required taking damage.
We're along for the ride.
That's right.
Okay. So just to have an understanding, my potion of invisibility is now not effective to the one person on the platform, but effective to everyone else, or is it just completely gone?
It is completely gone at this point.
Got it. Okay.
You've
So
been
I'm gonna
walking for a long time.
right. Okay. So I'm gonna look at this worker and remind me what color he has.
Brown. He is a brown shirt.
He is a brown common worker based on the amount of brown I'm seeing in this whole forge. Where did my pen go? Okay, so I'm gonna look at this worker and say, can you tell me who's in charge in this forge?
Roll me a persuasion check.
8.
The gnome looks at you, and you can almost see like the shadow of where his eyes should be through the visor of his PPE. But from his body language, it seems that he's lying back on the ground, clutching a bar that he's just kind of like locked himself into, which is the only way that he's survived the bucking and rolling of the platform. And you can tell that he just seems like completely terrified of you. And he says, "Buckley, it's Buckley."
Okay, so where is Buckley?
Buckley's on the supervisor's platform.
Do you know how to drive this thing?
But Stan was the driver.
There's no Stan here anymore. Can you be Stan?
Me be Stan?
You be Stan.
But I'm Denny. I can't be Stan.
You got to pull yourself together. Can you drive this platform?
Roll a
Or
persuasion
we're all
check.
gonna... Okay. Oh no, that's a 1.
He says, I've never done it before, but I wouldn't know where to start. And
Well,
and why aren't you wearing a suit? Why did you just... Oh.
I'm gonna say, well, hold on, because you might fly off again. And then I'm gonna try to figure out the contraption to go up to where he pointed me to.
Okay, roll a roll me. There's no mechanics check in this. No mechanics or drive check. That makes me upset. Why don't we do... Well, let's do it as a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Ooh,
That at
works
least
for
gives
me.
you a trained skill that you can use for it.
Perfect. Please be a high number. Oh, nice. Okay. 15, 20. No? Yeah, 20.
Modified 20, excellent.
Modified 20.
Great. So you act once you actually have a second to, where you're not fighting for your life, to look at the panel. There's 4 controls. So there's an up, there's a down, there's an inclinometer, and there's an e-stop. So
Oh my goodness. Stan couldn't explain this faster to me.
no, I mean, actually, you're able to look at it. You're just like, oh crap, this. I've played on Xbox controllers easier than this, or harder than this. So you're able to activate it with great ease, and very quickly you're rising back up.
I also want to because obviously that worker recognized me, so I want to turn back. I want to put the music box next to him
Okay.
so that he can also just go to sleep.
You pull the music box out, and yeah, he goes to sleep. So
One
the
problem at a time.
So while you are stepped away from the control panel as it is rising, three three orange suited gnomes drop down, just boom 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 onto your platform. They stand up, and each of them pulls out a pair of short sticks that begin sparking.
Oh, great. The music box doesn't affect them?
They just got it within range of it. No, the music box doesn't affect any of them.
Oh my goodness.
They're and they begin stepping forward.
I am going to quickly tell my little hummingbird to transform as quickly as she can into a vulture.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell her.
Speech is a free action, so you give her the order, and she begins. She drops from your shoulder as you begin taking whatever the next action that you want is, which is, oh yeah, roll initiative.
Oh my goodness.
They get a 14.
I got a 20.
Oh no, they are in danger. They are in danger.
Oh my goodness.
Go get them. You got three of them coming after you. Each of them are wearing orange suits, which now that they're up close, you can see they are studded with weapons and munitions.
Oh shit. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go and I want to run towards whichever one I'm staring at. I'm going to run towards them with the dragon claw. Oh, but they're my height. Oh man, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you're finally fighting someone your size, huh?
Oh no, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna go under them, but I can't do that. Uh, no, what I'm gonna quickly do is I'm gonna take the rope that I had, quickly tie on the dragon claw, and I'm gonna use that as a ranged weapon.
Okay. It will take a full round action for you to tie the knot. Unless you had it preset in some way, shape, or form, which you had not stated before.
I did not. No, I did not.
As a matter of fact, right now, I believe your grappler is tied to the end of your rope.
No, we
No,
didn't do that
because
we
the
did
rope
it.
does it itself. Never mind. That's right.
Oh, no, but I do have an arrow attached to it still. We didn't do the grapple, we did the arrow.
Yeah, and the arrow is still stuck in the side of the of in still stuck in the
No,
side of the rail and has passed underneath it.
okay, so I don't have that. Okay.
So
Um,
so either you let go of the rope to take command of the platform, so it would be hanging off of the arrow sticking out of the rail.
okay, so I'm gonna go in the direction of the rope. Let's revisit all that.
That's
Scratch all that.
all the way across the observation platform from you, and this observation platform is about we'll call it 30 by 30 feet.
Oh, I thought it was on the platform I'm on. So it's not,
It is
I did
on
not land.
it's stuck in the rail on the opposite side of the platform from where you were, and then you swung down and came up the other side. So the
Perfect.
arrow
Okay.
is stuck on the other side and the rope is hanging down from that. Does that sound
No,
right?
that's perfect. Yes, that okay.
Okay.
So what I want to do is run towards where the arrow is attached.
Okay.
Are there any, is there any um orange jumper
Oh, yeah,
workers?
they're between you and it.
Okay. So,
And there's one in front and then there's one on either side of it kind of flanking it. So they're in kind of like a triangle formation.
okay. So I'm gonna run towards the one in front and I want to jump up and do an acrobatics, like kind of punch both of my feet into his chest to push him off the platform.
So you want to do a charging style attack to use your momentum to try and knock him off. Great.
Yes.
Let us roll a. First of all, roll an attack check. We'll call it a grappling check. So roll and add your strength bonus.
What are you? Oh, 13. And my strength bonus, 16.
He did not roll well enough to oppose it. So now make another strength check to see how far you can push him.
Okay. Oh my goodness. If this is low, it's gonna kill me. Internally. Hopefully not physically. And this is a strength bonus again?
Yes.
13.
Okay. So that's 13 with your bonus.
Yes, 13 with my bonus.
Okay. So you try to push him, but he's able to lean against you and he you so you hit him, but he's obviously used to fighting on these platforms, so he catches your attack and you only push him back a couple of feet.
Okay. Can I do
As a matter of
a
fact, he's going to get it. He takes an attack of opportunity at you and tries to smack you with one of his pain sticks, but you easily dodge the blow, duck under it.
Okay. How much longer until my vulture comes into action?
Uh, it is still transforming because it's having to go from
Perfect.
hummingbird size to vulture size.
Right.
So it's going to
Okay.
be a couple of rounds.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna use this opportunity. Well, then what's the initiative order?
It is you and then them. You have a
Okay. So
20,
that
they have a 14.
so do I have to wait for all of them to attack before I get to attack again?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think don't you get multiple attacks by your level though?
I am not sure. That'd be under rogue, right?
Yeah. Because I think as a 10th level rogue, you should probably be getting either two or three attacks per round. Because you get an extra attack at 5th level, I believe, or every 5 levels.
I get like sneak attack and cunning actions.
Okay, well,
I'm
then
an uncanny dodge.
they're going to go ahead and take their attacks. Uh, so
Oh,
they all step forward and they're like ah, and they run forward and they're whoosh, whoosh, and you're just whoom, and the pain sticks are going right past you, and you dodge one and then another. Then you do kind of like a little roll across the platform to dodge the third one, and he smacks into the other two. And you roll up to your feet, and then they turn around and they come back swinging wildly. And you dodge the first one, dodge the second one, then you turn, and the third one saw coming and smacks you. Roll me a Constitution save, please.
Constitution. 13.
So you make your save for half damage. As it hits you, you get a jolt of electricity through you. You take 7 points of damage. But you made your saving throws, so you don't fall prone.
Okay.
Yeah. So these pain sticks, I mean, they're something serious, especially when you have a serious fall hazard below you the way you are.
So can you explain what these are? They the um in Clone Wars,
Mm-hmm.
General Grievous has the robots that have the long staffs with electricity bolts. Is it
Yes.
similar to that?
It's similar. It's similar to that, but it's a single-handed club that's studded with sharp electrodes.
Got it. Okay. I just wanted to paint a picture in my mind.
Think of it like paired billy clubs with razor blades sticking out of it, like 6 fins of razor blades on around the edge, around the perimeter of
Got
it.
it.
Each of them sparking,
Very, very spiky, very, very electrifying.
spiky and sparky.
Okay.
And they just took like six. They took 6 shots at you, and only one of them landed because you're
Thank
just whoosh,
you.
whoosh.
Um,
And it's back. It's back. The round comes back to you. we've also been going at this for 2 hours for right now. Or would you like a break for a few minutes or?
I think after this encounter,
Okay.
I'll go take a break just to go check on Mike,
Okay. Cool.
see how he's doing, and then I'll come back. I'm gonna use my cunning action, um, as a bonus action,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use it to dash quickly um, towards that arrow.
Okay. You're going to be moving through their space, so it's going to provide a couple of attacks of opportunity.
Okay. I do have an uncanny dodge. If I see that they're about to hit me, I
Yes.
can use my reaction to half the damage.
Okay. Cool.
Again. Hopefully.
Which is good because 2 of their blows landed.
Oh no.
The first one gives you 4 points of damage. The second one does 5 points of damage and roll 2 Constitution saves. The first one at -1, the second one at -2.
Constitution saves. That's a 16 for the first one.
Nice, you make it. So the electricity zaps you, but you shrug it off and keep moving. Then you get hit by another one, and
That is a 20.
so you not only do you take that one, but you realize my muscles are gonna spasm, and you reach out and go boosh, and you get a riposte on the guy and just kind of turn and you use the muscle spasm to punch him right in the face, and he goes boosh, and rocks back a bit, and you manage to continue past them, and you break free of the tangle of them, headed for the arrow.
Okay, and I'm going to grab onto the rope. So as I'm getting to the end of that platform, I'm going to leave the arrow where it's at, grab onto the rope, slide down, and use the momentum to propel me back up for an added bonus of, not bonus, but an added,
Excellent.
strength to come back up.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and roll an acrobatics check.
Please. Please. Oh, kind of scared. 16. 16. And that's not my bonus.
So you break past them. You tumble through the rain of blows. Keep on jumping. You leap over the edge, snagging the rope, and you slide down it and ride the momentum all the way around, flying back up in the air. And as you come flying up the backside of it, you see the three of them, running to the edge, and they're all looking down, and you're flying through the air right at their backs. Roll me 3 strength checks.
3 strength checks. Okay. If I get 2, I will be happy. That is a 5.
No.
But I get my bonus. Do I get my bonuses?
You do get your bonus.
Okay. And my proficiency as well?
Sure. We can make it an athletics check.
First one is 12. Let's please be a little better. Oh, that's way better. 17.
So it was an 8, a 12, and a 17?
No, that was a 17, but it modified it. That's what I rolled, 17.
Okay.
That's 24. The first one was a modified 12.
So 12, a 24, and...
24, and I haven't rolled my last one yet.
Okay.
Oh, that one's a 12 as well.
Okay, so you come flying through, and you just kind of Wonder Woman your way, and you're just like, boom! Both of your feet are right on the center one, throwing them off, and you try and reach out and grab the other 2 and push them as well, but they kind of like arrest your sliding off as well. but the one guy goes off the side, and you've got your hands on the other two. And that was your first attack. What is your second attack? You get 2 more attacks.
Okay. I am going to quickly drop the one on my right, grab the dragon claw with my left, and get him right in the jugular.
Okay, roll to hit, and you get plus. You get a we'll say you get a plus. Actually, you get your surprise attack so on both of them. So
18. And then I have a +2 for the dragon claw, but I don't think we clarified what the +2 was for.
the +2 is to hit, because your sneak attack gives it an extra 5d6 damage to each attack.
So I was just rolling to hit, not rolling for damage.
Correct.
Okay.
You hit the first one. Do you want to roll the second attack, or do you want to roll damage first?
Let me roll damage first.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use my phone for that because I don't have that many dice. Not yet, at least. That is the goal. Where's my app? And then my sneak attack is 5d6
Yes.
damage. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 damage.
Bam. So you stab him right in the jugular, through the big orange suit, right through a joint in the armor. Because now that you're looking at it, you realize that the armor is just the obsidian glass painted orange on these guards. But you go right, but using your assassination skills, you're just right. You find just the perfect joint in the armor, and then you turn around and you get an attack on the other guy too.
Nice. And so I'm going to do the same exact thing, and so I roll to hit and then the damage.
Yes.
Successful. 18.
Oh, you hit!
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5d6. 25 damage.
So you come flying up, you knock the first guy off, you've got a hold of each of them, you let go of one, grab the dragon claw off your belt, and then hitting both of them right in the jugular, just, and then you push them off of the platform, and both of them already dying as they fall, and the platform is now yours. Nicely done.
That was very, very, very lucky.
Alrighty, did you want to take a break now for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a break to see how Mike is doing.
I am gonna pause the recording then.